everyone. I just wanted to give you a quick update. Those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Freya. I am 46 years old. I'm about to turn 47 actually in about 3 weeks. And we're still wanting to grow our family. We have one daughter. She's turning 9 this year. And yeah, we're just trying to do this by embryo adoption. So here is what we're planning. We're going to go to the Czech Republic, and the plan is to have 2 embryos transferred. And the update that I have today is that, yay, we have a date. We actually have a date for the transfer. I went to my OBGYN earlier this week on Tuesday on cycle day 8 because last year when we actually had a successful transfer, but it ended up being a blighted ovum. And I lost it at 10 weeks. I had a natural miscarriage. I went on Tuesday, cycle day 8, and the endometrium was building up. It all looked good, but the follicle was only 11 millimeters. There was a follicle on each side, like one on the left ovary, one on the right ovary, and they were both about 11 millimeters. So at that time we were like, okay, it could be either one that's going to be the dominant one. One is going to disappear probably in a few days. So he wanted to see me again today, 3 days later, because he said it's going to take another 3 days or so. We need to check you before the weekend. So today we had the check, and my endometrium was at 9.8 millimeters, which is perfect. I always had a really good endometrium lining for some reason, and I drink red raspberry tea every day, and I move and I do yoga and I go outside with the dog a lot and I walk in the forest. So I guess at least that's a little bit helpful, but probably some of it is just naturally my body just works that way. And so today I contacted the clinic and I sent them the ultrasound about the trilaminar lining and that everything was okay and the follicle size. And yeah, they went ahead and gave me green light. And so next week, in 1 week's time, next week, Friday, on May 14th, I'm going to have a transfer. We're going to transfer 2 blastocysts, 5-day blastocysts. And they are donated embryos, so they're neither genetically mine or Andreas's. So we had looked into adoption before and fostering. We were ready for all of that. And then, we decided that it's almost like an adoption, except you don't have the trauma from the start where, the baby is taken away or the child is taken away from the mother and all that. So because I'm such a health conscious person, I feel that I can do the best by just carrying my own, carrying the baby and giving birth and having that connection. And of course, then it's also my blood that nourishes the baby. And I very much believe that epigenetics has a lot to do with how health later in life plays out. And a lot of people say that even donor embryo conceived children, that they actually look a lot like their not biological parents, but like the parents that are actually raising them, because of epigenetics. Certain genes turn on and certain genes don't activate, and I guess it just, how like dogs sometimes start looking like their owners? Have you ever noticed that? It is so true. Or couples, after they've been together for a really, really long time, they start looking alike almost. And I think it does have to do with epigenetics, that certain genes can be turned on or off. So tonight I'm going to actually give myself the HCG trigger shot. And yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do next. And I'm hoping to insert some footage here. Okay, I just took a nice hot bath to get myself relaxed. And I was supposed to put this out. I think it's a little too bright. I put this out 10 minutes ahead. It's just around 8 o'clock. And now let's see what is in here. And my voice is just a little bit, because I did a workshop earlier today where I talked for like an hour and a half. Now I can feel my voice is strained. It's one of these. And the It's just one of these right here. In the video that I watched from Mark, they show how to, I don't know, it looks different, but this is just a glass vial. No, maybe it's not glass. It's probably plastic. But I'm going to just leave it out for a few more minutes. And then, there it is. Let's see, this is, yep, that's the one, 250 microgram, 0.5 milliliters. And all you have to do is put it in. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I decided to lay down. I think it's more comfortable. I forgot to get some of the disinfectant stuff, but I actually have lavender oil, and lavender oil is actually antibacterial, antifungal. So I'm figuring it's probably also going to work. So, okay, the belly is real because of that cyst that I had. I had gained about 6 or 7 pounds, although I ran for 1 month straight. Okay, let's do like really a lot of. Here we go. Large area. Pretty much all I have to do is just take the cap off, I guess. Oh, there it is. Okay, I think I have to, there's some air in there. Do I have to let the, okay. Okay, I see the first drop coming out. Let's get the skin. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That was easy. Okay. Ah, there's a tiny bit of bleeding, but looks like there's just a little bit of blood that even got into the vial here. But let me put some more lavender oil on top, more disinfectant. Okay, that was easy enough. I actually have pregnancy hormone in me. Yay! Let's hope my body wants to keep that pregnancy hormone and produce some more of it. You can hear I'm a little bit congested. Our daughter has, last week she had like a head cold. No COVID, thankfully. And now I caught it. It's not bad. It's just a little bit like a congested nose. Other than that, I feel perfect. It's just that, you know, my sinuses are a little bit blocked, but that's going to be okay by next week. I'm very excited. Please send all the baby dust to us that you possibly can. If you are someone who still is getting ready for frozen embryo transfer, I hope everything goes well for you. If you're someone who already had a transfer, maybe it worked for you, please let me know in the comments. Where are you on this journey, or are you just interested in following others? I follow a lot of other people who are a little bit before me or a little bit behind me. It encourages me so much just to kind of see others and connect with others, because the truth is it might work, it might not work, and life is just not so predictable. And anything like actually creating new life, which of course we don't create it, God creates it, but when it comes to new life coming into the world, it's like, you know, there's so much that can go right or wrong, and there are so many factors, and in the end it's God who decides which child is going to actually come into this world. And so I very much trust in just, you know, I do what I can on my end, and everything else I'm just gonna let go. And it's like, okay, that's beyond my control. I can't control everything, especially when it comes to, you know, pregnancy. All I can do is live healthy and minimize stress and take rest and eat really well. drink enough, and that's all I can do. Everything else is way beyond my control. So it's kind of fun just to kind of let go of it and say like, okay, it's fun for me to just go ahead and next week have the transfer. And after that, all I can do is just relax. And I don't know, I'm thinking that I don't really want to test early or do anything too early, because I want to just wait and feel my body. And I think that's already going to tell me a lot about what's going on in my body, because for me so far, I was pregnant 3 times so far in my life. Twice didn't work out. I had 2 miscarriages. The first time was our daughter. There was no complications. It was all picture perfect by the book. But of course, I got older and I got pregnant naturally 2.5 years ago, or was it like a little bit more than 2 years ago, and I had a natural miscarriage at 7 weeks. And then last year, after our first frozen embryo transfer, which was also 2 donated embryos, it was a blighted ovum, which means the embryo stopped growing very early on, but my body was so determined to continue being pregnant. It went on for quite a while. We never saw an embryo, and it wasn't until week 10 that I actually started the miscarriage after stopping all the progesterone. So I'm very confident that my body is very capable of being pregnant and keeping a pregnancy. So I think that if genetically the embryo is great and everything is fine, and we are not having PGS testing, I don't know, it's expensive, and even then, the odds are, still there might be great embryos and they're not going to make it, and there might be not so great embryos, they're still going to make it. So we're just going to leave it up to God and be like, okay, we're doing our best. And I'm not doing assisted hatching, and I'm not doing embryo glue. We didn't do it last time either. The reason is because I did some research, and it doesn't really improve the odds much statistically. So it's expensive to do more, and so I'm counting on just, maybe I'll have to do this 2 times, 3 more times, 4 more times, 5 more times. I'll do it as many times as necessary. And the good thing is, since I am still ovulating on my own and I'm very, very healthy, it's just my eggs, they're old. That's the factor here. But since I still ovulate, we can use my natural cycle. That means I don't have to pump myself full of all kinds of hormones and medications. So all I'm doing is just the trigger shot, and then taking the vaginal progesterone. Here in Europe, they don't really do progesterone in oil, and there's really no difference in the outcome between PIO, progesterone in oil, and the vaginal. So it's much easier with a vaginal. I know a lot of people have the feeling like it's kind of nasty because you need panty liners then, because it's just kind of, like a lot of that stuff just comes out again, and it's just not it's not a good feeling. You just always feel kind of nasty, which I remember last year was like, ugh. But still, that's much easier than poking yourself with a needle every single day and getting all sore. So I'm really happy that here in Europe, they don't really do the progesterone in oil injections. They just do the vaginal. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to give you an update. I'm hopefully can take you along maybe into the clinic and maybe show you the transfer. I'm not sure. I'm going to maybe actually send them an email and ask them if I can actually film just a little bit. It's going to be the Pronatal Spa Clinic in Karlsbad, or Karlovy Vary in Czech Republic. I'm going to make another video about how much it's all costing. I'm also doing some acupuncture around it all. So I have to email my acupuncturist now and tell her when the transfer date is, because she wants to do more acupuncture after the transfer. But now it's right before the weekend on a Friday, so I'm not sure how this is all going to play out. Because on a Saturday, I think I'm going to be very pooped and tired on that Saturday following the transfer, because I'm having to drive to Czech and back. One way is about 4.5 hours to Karlsbad from where we live. So 4.5 hours and then 4.5 hours back because of COVID. Can't really go to hotels. I'm still checking into that. They do make exceptions for medical, if you have to travel because of medical reasons. You're not allowed to travel just like for tourism, but I'm not doing just leisure travel. I am doing for a medical procedure, and the clinic sent me a paper saying that I am getting, I'm having a medical treatment and that it can only be on that day. So it is necessary for me to come there, but I have to be out of the country again within 12 hours. So I don't know yet. I have a van, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to drive there early in the morning, and then after the transfer, maybe drive an hour, and then for an hour or two, just, park somewhere, and then I'm going to have like a mattress in the back and actually take a nap and then continue on. That's kind of what I'm planning. It'd be the least complicated, but we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate so much connecting with other women here who are kind of in the same boat or are hoping to grow their families. I know that a lot of times, it's not that unusual anymore for older women. I don't feel older. I don't feel any older than I felt like 10 years ago. But a lot of times people ask, like, do you still have to have children at that age? And for me, it's like everyone has to do what is best for them. And I know children who have parents that are even older than me, and they don't even care. I know adult people that I'm friends with who had parents that were quite older than me when they had them. And I even have a friend in the family. She was, I think, 52 and she got pregnant naturally. Total accident. Not accident in a way like they didn't want the child, but that was not planned. They had grown-up children, and then she got pregnant again. But they were happy, and now it's like the best thing that ever happened to the family. So I think life is dynamic. Everything can work. Whatever, love is the most important ingredient. The children feel loved and wanted. Definitely this child, if I do get pregnant, it's going to be so wanted, so desired, and it's going to feel very welcome. I'll see you soon. Bye.